Hello and welcome to the John and Adrian podcast. Today we're going to be doing something a little different. Well, one, we have video cams, right? Two, we're going to be talking about the Mandalorian. And three, actually, we have our friend Jordan here. Jordan, do you want to say hi or something?
Hey
I don't know.
guys, I'm the guy that they've been capping on in fantasy for like the past 15 episodes. So,
Uh,
what's up? How you
20 or
doing?
so, yeah. So we're going to be talking about the Mandalorian. The new episode came out yesterday, technically. It's Saturday morning. But before we talk about the new episode, I kind of wanted to talk about the first season a little bit, mainly because I hated episode 6. Episode 6 of the first season made me hate the Mandalorian so much, right? Like I was up to episode 6, I was like, this show is not great. And then episode 6 happened, I was like, this show is terrible. And then 7 and 8, and I was like, all right, this show is good.
I don't like that little roller coaster you took us on.
Yeah.
I feel like I thought the show was pretty consistent.
Yeah.
Okay, here, all right. Episode 7 or episode 5 of season 1 was the episode where they were on Tatooine, right? Where he had the young bounty hunter, and then right. So I hated him. I hated that young guy, and I was like, "This is annoying. Why is he here? I don't like this." And then episode 6, being the Bill Burr episode, where they're just on the what was it? Was it Imperial
Transport vessel.
Yeah.
I think it was Rebel prisoner vessel.
Right. No, because this is after the Empire, right? The Empire has fallen for like what, like
And this
10
is between
years.
episode 6 and episode 7. That's
Right.
when the Mandalorian takes place.
Yeah, but this one's more closer to 6 than 7, because I think it's like the Empire just fell like 5-10 years ago or whatever. Which, woo.
Rip.
What was it? So episode 6, we're on that transport vessel of like all the villains. I hated the crew that he was with. Like I hated them, and I get it.
Yeah,
You're supposed to
okay.
hate
You're
them.
supposed to like them.
Right,
yeah.
you're not supposed to like them, but even then it was like, why? I don't want to watch them. I just hate them that much. Like I had no, and the girl alien kept like messing with their tongue, and I was like, oh, this is yucky. I don't like this one bit. I don't know. That was my gripe with the show. Other than that, I really liked it.
Honestly, like it was just really consistent. There was
Yeah.
it was just up and up. I didn't see anything that went down. I thought that episode with all the villains was like really cool because you got to see like Mando take on multiple enemies in like the same area and stuff and use different abilities that you haven't seen. It was pretty cool.
I see what he's saying though about like that episode specifically. When I first watched it, it felt like it was like a side quest or something.
Right,
Like,
it was.
didn't need to be there. They could
It
have
was
moved
the
on
filler
in
episode.
the Yoda plot, or the Baby Yoda plot more. That episode is really just to give some, I guess, unnecessary backstory for the
They're just trying
Mandalorian.
to fill in, like,
We didn't really
time,
get
yeah.
much backstory because everyone that he interacted with died at the end of that
Yeah,
episode,
they all died.
right? So it's
That's true.
like, or
You know that he has a past in crime.
right, that's about
Yeah.
it. Which we've already known because he's a bounty hunter, right?
He's
Like,
like, yeah, he's a Mandalorian.
yeah.
right. So he's like, we know he's this, and then this is another thing. We've only ever seen 3 Yodas because we don't know their species name. We don't know where they come
Yeah, we don't know
from. We
much.
don't know anything. We know we've seen 3 Yodas, right? Yoda,
Mhm.
Baby Yoda, which does he have a name? It's just the kid, right?
No, it's just Baby Yoda.
Well,
Or
no,
kid.
like the
The
kid.
kid
They
is
refer
the
to him.
name.
Yeah, the
They
kid.
refer to it as like the kid, which that kind of annoys me. Give it a name,
Or the child. I think it's the child.
right?
The
Which-
child.
Give it a name. Like call it like
But they don't
Dave.
want to name it. They're supposed
No,
to. The
they're
whole
holding
point
that.
is
They're
get rid of
holding
it.
it.
They aren't gonna name it. You name it, you get detached, bro.
No, I like. And then what was her name? Because it was a
Yaddle.
girl. Yaddle.
Yaddle.
Yeah, Yaddle.
Yeah,
episode
Yaddle,
2.
Okay.
Half
Yeah,
a
she was
scene
part of the
in one of the
council, right?
episodes.
Episode 2. She
Part of
was
the
in the
council.
background, or she was in the Jedi council for like a scene.
Council.
Council, yeah, for like a scene, and boom, we've only ever seen 3 Yodas, and all 3 of them have Force powers. So
Shooting 100%.
100%. They're swinging 100%. I don't know. I guess
I mean, John has Baby Yoda, or is that Baby Yoda?
That's
John?
Yoda.
This is regular Yoda.
That's
Oh,
Yoda.
okay.
Yoda.
Regular Yoda.
Okay. I was gonna say you can just ask it right now, see what species he is. Bro.
Which I mean, I knew Yoda was like. Well, how old was Yoda before he passed away? Like 1,000?
900 years old.
900.
900.
So
900,
which is
58 or something like that. He
which
says the exact number in the episode.
which like this is another the Mandalorian and Baby Yoda is another Chewie and Han situation where Han might think he's the pet owner, but in reality he's the pet. Like Chewie has gone through like 5 other humans by the time Han has gotten to him, right? Like
Yeah.
Chewie is like what 500 years old or something when he
Something
starts
like that.
starts interacting with
He's real old.
yeah, like
Okay.
Han is the pet. Chewie is not the pet. Like which
No. You are forgetting that humanity is the superior species in Star Wars, and so
Right.
everything they say
I
goes.
don't know. Chewie kind of threw him around in a movie. It was kind of fun. I don't know.
Okay.
Why is he the last Wookiee then, huh, bro? Because all the humans killed him. Notice all the stormtroopers are human.
Right.
Nah.
I think it's just yeah, human. Like it's just. I mean, it's a story.
And George Lucas has
for
talked
people.
about it too, about how there is a theme of human supremacy throughout
Right.
the Star Wars episodes. That's why all the main villains, except for I think Snoke, have been
Which
human. Right?
Snoke wasn't a
Palpatine,
villain.
Dooku, all of them. They're like
Well, no. What's
they're human. Darth Maul and Grievous are the only
Yeah.
exceptions.
No,
but
there's a
both of them-
girl, but I think she was just in the Clone Wars. like the-
Ventress, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ventress.
So I don't know. It's rough. I mean, humans control everything. What are you gonna do? They're the best. The best race.
Kind of sad because like every other race is.
It's cool. It's
Wait,
really wicked
is-
cool. Wicked
They
cool.
have a cooler backstory than humans.
Which all right. Anything about season 1 that really stood out to you guys? Just liked.
The ending.
I just knew.
but that's
I
I
it.
like
The ending.
how there's gonna. I knew there was gonna be more animal encounters because when he got the first patch of the horn.
I think that's his only patch.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but
Yeah,
you
that's
already
like his
know he's
calling
gonna be
card now.
getting
He's
another one here in
the
a bit.
This is Sigil, I
Mudhorn.
think.
Yeah,
is
he's
what
the
they call it.
Mudhorn or whatever. Mudhorn.
Oh, I
Horn.
think a piece that really standed out that it showed in the beginning was him meeting up with the Mandalorian girl when she was like melting down all the armor.
Oh,
Mhm.
the armor
Yeah.
lady. Yeah.
'Cause I want to see what happens to her because apparently
I don't think
like
we
they
will.
stormed that area, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
She's
I
probably
wanna see what
they
happened
probably
to
took
her.
off her helmet, which I don't quite remember this. Were the other Mandalorians, did they voluntarily take off their helmets, or did they all get? Because like Mandalorian code is once you take your helmet off, you're done. Like you're not.
No, I think they ran away, right? That was what
Yeah,
happened
'cause
in
they
that
came out
episode.
of
They
hiding
found all the armor.
to help
Yeah.
him.
Right, they ran away, but
Yeah,
once you take your helmet off, you're not a Mandalorian anymore. Like you live the
Yes,
rest of your
are.
life.
Okay. This
You live-
is
You
okay,
live the rest
this
of your
is the
life in
only
shame.
Episode. This is the only piece of Star Wars media that tells you you can't take your helmet off. The only other Mandalorian to not take his helmet off is Boba Fett. Every single other person who ever wore that armor took off their
But
helmet.
most of them weren't even Mandalorian, or followed the
They-
creed. They were like blood Mandalorian, but they weren't like in the creed.
it was
Right?
like
it's
Death Watch.
this is a there's a religion and then there's the people, right?
Jews, right? There's the people and there's a religion.
Okay,
There's two
all
different
right,
things.
Right. They are two different things. Like the Mando is not a Mandalorian by blood, but he's a Mandalorian by creed, right? Like
Mhm.
he's not going to take his helmet off. He's going to fight, whatnot. So in this creed, in this, what the lore that they're setting up is, this is the way. You can't take your helmet off. Which
I feel like Mando should get like a taser around his helmet, so if they like touch it, they get zapped really hard. That'd be funny as hell. Like an episode. That'd be funny.
yeah, I don't know. The ending though, what was it? A dark saber. Which-
Mhm.
Oh, dude. Oh my god.
That means you're in charge of the Mandalorians. So like he's Mando's got to do whatever that guy says. That's
Right.
that's the creed.
No.
No.
Mando do what he want.
The dark saber. I don't remember. That's just a regular sword, right? Or no? That is meaning. I don't remember though.
Yeah, the meaning is that whoever wields the dark saber is the head of the
The
Mandalorian.
Mandalorian.
Oh,
race
really? Is that
or
what that is?
creed?
Oh,
So him pulling it out at the end.
Because if in Clone
Them letting
Wars
you know.
they have it, what is it? Is it Death Watch or Night
Mhm,
Watch? or
Death
something like
Watch.
that? Death Watch. The guy like has it right, and then in one of the episodes, Darth Maul slices off his head with the Darksaber, and now he's the leader of Darth Watch.
Whoever has the Darksaber is the leader of the
yeah,
Mandalorians.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Because there's like the history of it is like the first Mandalorians, when they were fighting the Jedi, they created it because it can fight lightsabers, right? And so it's a symbol of their strength.
Which
Mm.
that's a constant thing of people being like, "There's no Mandalorians left, but they're really good. They're really strong, but they're all dead." So, all right. Do you guys want to? I mean, we might talk a little bit more later about stuff, but like, do you guys just want to get into episode 2 or season 2, episode 1,
episode
Chapter
1.
9.
Chapter 9.
There's a lot of juicy things in this hour. Oh, it was so
yeah,
good,
it was like roughly an hour long. What was it? What was chapter 9 called?
The Marshal.
Oh, because
the Marshal.
Yeah. Which I'm on Tatooine.
Dude, we need to talk about that guy. We need to talk about.
Yeah.
Him.
So big thing. That guy is wearing Boba Fett's armor, which at first,
dude, did anyone else when he set the helmet down on the thing, you're like, holy shit, we're about to see something.
I was really excited for a second. I was like, oh, Boba Fett.
Because like when he walks in, he's like slunched over, like, you know, with his
like
hip
old,
and everything.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, maybe he survived the Sarlacc pit. Maybe he hurt himself.
He has.
He did once, and then he survived that, and then they talk about how he didn't survive this one. But they do
later on
in comics, they talk about how he survived one Sarlacc pit and made it out of that. But seeing that
is not confirmed. That's not canon.
That's not canon. It might be expanded universe, but that's not canon. When I first saw it, I was like, "Oh, Boba Fett." This is like, because canonically, he's like what in his like early 40s to like late 50s, right? Like he's somewhere in that range.
No.
Yeah.
He died in episode 6.
Did he? I can't remember. But
so this show takes place like 10 years later.
Right.
So he'd be 40.
40-ish.
I don't think he'd be like a 50-year-old, because if he's 50 here, then that means that in the last he died, he would be 40, which I don't buy.
Okay. Right. So.
But, dude, like, his armor is rough.
Yeah, that's the whole point. It's been on, like, trader ships and whatnot. Or Jawa ships.
That stuff is, like,
they're not ships, but...
I don't even know why Mando... I know, like, he has to get it, but when I saw the armor, I was just like, why? Like, that armor is so trash. Like,
well, he has to.
When he put it on, though, and then you see, like, the little bullet mark, or the little thing in it, the little dent, you're just like, wow, we're about to see an old Boba right now. It's gonna be great. And then it just shows this guy, and you're just like,
that was a big disappointment. But that, I mean, we could probably jump. Do you want to jump to this end of the episode? Or do you want to go like?
You want to start from like the beginning?
Yeah, that's what I said. Like scene by scene, or do you
go chronologically?
Okay.
Okay. Yeah,
so
we'll do that.
What was it? I'm trying to rember. So like he lands on Tatooine because he has to find another Mandalorian.
No. He goes to some like thief planet or something like that to get info on a Mandalorian.
Yeah.
To figure out.
Oh yeah. He encounters John. I don't know. I don't remember. It was an alien. It was a Cyclops monster.
Yeah.
And they were. And they were watching.
On that planet, you see a little graffiti of a C-3PO on the wall. It's pretty dope. And I like how he's like walking and he's not scared of anything, and then baby little Yoda is just like looking at all the red eyes, and he's like, dude, I don't want to be here right now. Why are you bringing me here? You should have just left me on this ship.
That place is sketchy. Did they say where they were? I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure they do, but
I don't know. I mean, it's not that.
I don't know.
It doesn't matter. It's a random planet.
Yeah.
That guy betrays Mando, as it seems like it's a running like theme. I think the only person there's 3 people that haven't betrayed Mando, right? Like there's that lady that takes care of Baby Yoda. There's the guy, the little short alien that ends all his sentences with he's dead. He's like, he ends all his sentences with like, I have spoken, and then and then
Those are the
The
other
chick,
lady who used to
yeah.
be a stormtrooper,
Yeah.
right?
Oh,
right?
yeah,
Or not a
yeah.
stormtrooper. She used to
Mhm.
be something, some
Right.
soldier.
Yeah, I think she
Yeah.
used to be a drop ship, a drop
Yeah,
trooper or
something like that.
whatever for the rebellion.
Specialist, something like that.
Yeah. So like 3 people haven't backstabbed Mando once, but everyone else has. So, but granted, he can get out of sticky situations, so it doesn't really matter. So,
Yeah.
but I mean, it was a cool fight scene. That's all I remember.
Like, you can just tell how OP Mando's armor is because he
Yeah.
literally takes anything.
Isn't it
It's
the
like,
like strongest or one of the
gets
strongest like metals in the Star Wars universe?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's the
No,
rarest
it's not
and the
the
strongest,
strongest.
right?
It's the second strongest in the
I like
canon
when he
universe.
gets. Go for it, John. Go.
No, I was just finishing my. You're good.
I like when he's in the fight scene and he gets punched in the helmet, and then he bumps back and hits the guy with his helmet, and
Yeah.
the other guy's just like, ah.
Yeah, that opening scene was reminiscent of like a Marvel Captain America fight scene. Like it didn't seem like a Star Wars fight scene. It would seem more, I don't know, flowy.
It was like
precise,
momentum based. Like even when he gets hit, he like comes back and then hits them.
Yeah.
Like yeah.
A lot of times in Star Wars, the fights seem kind of sluggish. Like
Which-
if it's not a lightsaber fight, then it's pretty sluggish, and so I like that. This one was good.
Recently lightsaber fights have been really sluggy. So
I mean, I think they've been. No,
compared
I'm
to,
thinking of
Clone
like
Wars,
cartoons and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
been
which
pretty
the
bad.
movies, like, if you're watching the movies and you only look at the Star Wars fights, you're like, oh, why would anyone like fight like this? Just shoot them or something, right?
Yeah,
And then you
yeah.
look at the cartoons and they're like jumping everywhere. They're like doing
Yeah.
backflips and it's really cool looking.
Do you guys think like since the dark saber, like that's the first saber we've seen, right? And
Yeah.
it's, like,
Well, we've had mentions
think-
of like Jedi's
Outside
and
of the
stuff.
cartoons.
yeah, I know, like wizards, they call them like wizards or something like
Mhm.
that. And do you think like there's gonna be a Jedi that comes out of nowhere? and just,
No,
like, helps Mando?
Ahsoka
Yeah.
is said to be in this season somewhere.
Yeah, Ahsoka's
Oh.
confirmed to be
Mhm.
in this season.
Okay,
but,
I didn't hear about that. Okay.
yeah,
That's
she's
gonna
being
be very
played
nice.
by what's her name?
I don't
Famous
know.
actress.
I
Let me
wouldn't
look it
know.
up.
Dude,
I
if she
know.
doesn't look like Clone Wars Ahsoka, I'm
She's
gonna be a
old.
little-
Yeah, no,
Oh.
Ahsoka is really old by this point because she's been through
like
a lot.
Rebel?
Huh?
Like Rebel
Mhm.
Ahsoka?
Yeah, Rebels
Like
Ahsoka,
fully
which
developed Ahsoka.
I think when does Rebels take place? In
Oh, Rosario Dawson. She's the one who's going to be playing Ahsoka.
I don't know who that is.
Real.
Rosario Dawson.
I don't
Let
know
me
who
see
that
if
is
you guys
either.
know her from anything.
Which I think. I might as well look up Ahsoka.
Oh, hey guys, viewers. Today is Halloween, and we decided to dress up. I don't know what John is.
John's a
But
Jedi to the
my
best of his
Jedi.
I am
abilities.
a Ghostbuster Jedi today. Adrian.
Originally, I was
John?
gonna be a stormtrooper, but I found like my 7th grade like stormtrooper outfit, and boy oh boy was it a rough fit. It was like I could get it on, but there's no way I'm lasting more than like the 2 seconds that I have it on for. Like, she looks familiar. I'm looking at the actress, whatever.
I'm trying to think of something you guys would know her from. In
I
The
don't know.
Zookeeper, she's Kevin James's
Yeah.
girlfriend.
Okay. She seems familiar.
The
She
Percy
looks like
Jackson
Ahsoka.
movies, or in the one Percy Jackson movie, she is the goddess
does she
of
have,
the
like-
underworld.
Shoot.
I don't know.
I thought she was a redhead.
No, she has black hair, but you don't see Ahsoka's hair, so it doesn't matter. She's gonna be
Ahsoka
under
has
quite a bit of makeup, so it
beautiful
really
white
does not
hair.
matter. She just has like, she looks like her though. Like she could play very convincing Ahsoka, which is
Freaking
good.
better, bro.
So then he gets off the planet. He goes to the lady that hasn't backstabbed him, which I thought that was going to be the end of Baby Yoda. I thought they were just going to leave him.
Yeah, I thought they were gonna drop him off.
Right,
there.
which I was like, I would have been totally
much
fine
safer,
with,
yeah.
right? Like, I like that lady. She seems cool, and we saw some character development. He
You
let the
really
robots. He let the robots work
Yeah.
on the ship. That's
Baby
character
Yoda's
development.
Making him a little soft. Making him a
Yeah.
little soft in the heart now.
Which that sequence in season 1 where the bounty droid becomes a nursing droid.
IG-88,
Yeah, I like that.
Dude,
That was cool.
That was a little crazy.
Yeah, I think that was. I mean, the scene right before that where the speeder bike troopers are just like pounding on Baby
They're
Yoda.
yeah,
The
and-
Taika Waititi episode was very
Yeah.
good.
And then
best.
missing their shots on the canister. I was like, I like this scene because it's like you don't need it, but like it's a good break of action between like
some comedy.
yeah, which I thought was really nice. Okay, so we see an R5. We see an R5 unit in this scene with the lady. I was like,
could have gotten that instead of R2. That was
no, I think that's how they got
cool.
R2 in A New Hope.
Yeah,
is because their
no, yeah,
R5
yeah.
unit broke.
Was it that or
Mhm,
it was
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
or was R5 with R2?
No.
One of them broke, and they weren't going to get R2, and then they were like, "Oh, this one's broken. You're trying to shortchange us."
Yeah,
and
you're
John was like,
scam
"Fine,
us."
take this one."
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Trying to scam us, and then that's
R5 is still broken too. Like she didn't fix him.
you can't get good help these days. What are you gonna do? So then the droids work on the ship. Real character development. Am I right? You know, he lets the
Mando getting soft.
yeah, and then that's when he goes
he's getting more comfortable around people that he's around now. Like he trusts. He gets more comfortable, as you can see with her, because he knows that she's not. He knows that she's not gonna like take Yoda away from him, and the droids aren't gonna do anything. So
cool.
So he's getting a little soft in some areas.
I mean, he trusts the people that he trusts, and you can't fault him for that, really.
I mean, he's gonna just kill them if they back.
Yeah, he'll do anything to get his stuff back. But then so then he goes to the planet, or then he goes to this like the little town or whatever, the mining town. I forget what it was called exactly. And that's when we see Boba Fett, the sheriff, walk in, or it wasn't Boba Fett, but I forget.
Marshall.
The Marshal. They just called him Marshall.
The Marshal. Yeah, the Marshal. Or they exchanged names, but I forgot.
Yeah.
The Marshal's cooler.
Yeah, the Marshal is way cooler. But yeah, we've already we've said like we thought Boba Fett, like, oh, this is gonna be awesome. I mean, the story still was awesome, and seeing Boba Fett awesome.
A little better because it's just like guys come in, take over town. Guy leaves, comes back.
Oh yeah, his backstory of how he got the armor. I was like,
the town and
I mean that's Star Wars
how
though.
else do you think he got it though? Like,
like there's genuinely no other way for him to get it.
4 days and 4 nights.
But that's like
picked up.
Like what's he supposed to do?
Yeah.
Like he falls into the Sarlacc pit and sees Boba's carcass, and then he blasts his way out. Like, come on.
Right, like
John, you just made a really good scene. Right
but
that's the whole point of the character, is that he's not qualified to have the armor.
He just lucked into it.
That backstory would make him seem like he deserves the armor.
Like he's cool, but I mean he's still cool.
Did he even mean to like pick up those crystals?
No, he just stole it.
He just grabbed one random container.
He was like, maybe this is food, maybe this is something.
Hoping it was water.
Yeah, like this is something. Let's just skedaddle, and then he lucked into Boba Fett's armor.
Loser move, just leave everyone to get massacred.
I mean, he came back. Not everyone died. Yeah. Which
he saved the bartender.
Yeah, the bartender. We saw that. He saved the bartender.
Got shot anyways. So.
And then he's got Boba Fett's armor. It's cool. I don't know. There's like, I was excited. I was like, I really wanted Boba Fett, which, but then
I kind of wanted to watch them fight when he's like,
I didn't. It would have been like
a one-sided fight.
It would have been a one-hit wonder.
Exactly, but I mean, he's the Marshal. They give him
no.
He knew he was gonna lose.
Yeah, I think it's the armor.
They weren't gonna fight. They were gonna draw. They're gonna have a duel.
Yeah, and he knew he was gonna lose because they're both wearing the same armor.
Well, so no, Mando's is better, I think.
Mando's is more,
but it's essentially the same armor.
Close to it.
The second strongest thing in the whole universe. Or I don't know. Should lightsabers count? Does something that cuts through strong things count as a strong thing?
I think
no.
I mean, it's a light. It's just light. I don't know. I don't think it's. I wouldn't. Is it a material? Is light a material? I guess the crystal
light
you
is
use.
An element. Even like the real world, like light, they found it like being morphed in, or black holes can suck it in, and you can only like suck in matter. So light is matter.
Okay, so they have
you
mass.
seen the YouTube video of a guy making a lightsaber?
Yeah, that is cool. Yeah, someone, but it's just super hot stuff. I don't know what it was. I don't remember. But then bartender lives. That's cool. We'd love to see that.
Like, oh my god. So they're about to duel.
They don't.
And it shakes.
The big earthquake
shakes, or the area.
We thought it was
fun fact, that dragon in A New Hope, the episode, the very first Star Wars, when he goes over the hill, Obi-Wan, when you meet Obi-Wan for the first time, the noise he makes is the roar of that dragon that was in this episode.
And it scares all the sand people. Yeah, that's why the sand people like skedaddle, because they're scared of that thing so bad.
We saw what it does though. Like it just devours whole towns.
Is it New Hope or no? It's where they go to Jabba's palace.
Yeah,
that's all
Return of the Jedi.
Return of the Jedi, where R2 and C-3PO are stuck in the desert, and it shows like the
sand.
It shows
move.
it goes over the freaking the
hill.
Oh
yeah, I don't think that was
terribly done, but they show it.
I don't think was that a crate dragon.
I mean, I feel like it has to be. There's nothing else that
it's nothing else that it's a very small one. It's a very small one, if that. Yeah.
Well, I mean, the movie was really old.
I mean, the lore is just building on off old stuff. Like they're guessing as they go. They don't really know.
They're just trying to fill in random plot holes and hope they don't have to deal with it later.
Exactly.
They went back, watched the old films, and like, maybe we can throw that in there just for people to see if they remember.
I feel like this episode was a lot of nostalgia.
There was a lot.
And it was really good. They did a really good job with
like the speeder bike that the sheriff or the marshal was riding on. Everyone's like,
pod racer,
it's Anakin's pod racer. It looks just like Anakin's pod racer. I'm like,
which it is, right? It is.
I don't think it is.
I know it's a part.
It looks like
it.
Yeah,
I would say it's his for sure. Because it's going back even further than the original 3. Because if you go back all the way to Anakin, then you're going back like 60, 70 years.
Right. Like you're going really far back. Which, granted, it could be it.
It could, but that thing is very clean.
Well, I mean, if he like cleans it and stuff, it would be clean. But I'm saying like,
you think it's gonna look that pristine?
No, but my thing with it personally, C-3PO goes through a new look every like 5 years. But my thing with the pod racer thing is like, that's such a like a coincidence. Like it's too much of a coincidence for it to be Anakin's pod racer, right? Like it would kind of annoy me a little bit. It's like there's no way he should have it.
Pod racer scene was more him like subtly flexing on Mando because his pod racer was better than
his pod racer was.
Mando's like, I can beat your ass, so don't pull up on me like that.
Yeah, that's all that was. And then they go through. I really like the way in Mandalorian how they just don't destroy raiders or Tusken raiders, which I like that. They give them some character, right? Because before they were just, what were they called before?
Sand people.
The sand people. That's very derogative, guys. Let's not use the sand people here, okay? They get really offended when we call them that. But yeah, exactly. It's like
I like how sensitive they are too.
Yeah, they're people.
They don't speak the same language as Mando and
they do like sign language. Yeah, I don't know I don't know sign language to know if it's actual sign language or just like
it's hand movements.
Yeah.
When they're like by the bonfire and they're trying to, just trying to figure out.
They're ceremonial.
Because they're trying to they're trying to figure out how to after the thing.
Attack the thing.
They want to go kill it because Marshall knows where it lives, and then they run.
The sand people or the Tusken Raiders do.
The Tusken Raiders. I forgot my train of thought. Damn.
You were too busy being politically correct with Tusken Raiders over saying.
They just like know that he's like talking crap about.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't want to drink this. I don't want to do all this. Like, it's pretty funny how they can be so nice and polite, and then they like that. It's like, I'm gonna kill you right now. It don't matter. Like, this is where I live. I'm gonna kill you right here.
Yeah, I like the characterization of them, and I turned subtitles on for those sections in hopes that like the signs that they were giving off and the noises they'd actually translate them, but they didn't, or at least I didn't see it. And
I mean, like the only thing I knew was like this, where it's like they want to kill the thing. That's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the only thing I knew what they were talking about.
Well, I mean, I got the context clues of like, this is
Yeah,
probably
I
what
mean,
they're
of
talking
course.
about, and then Mando
Yeah.
just going, "Oh yeah, they told you to be quiet or whatever,
Dude,
or drink the
okay,
thing."
alright, do you really think that they made his actor, Mando's actor, really go? "Arr, arr"?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
hope they did.
yeah.
I hope they did.
Dude,
I mean,
because I don't know how they made it through. That stuff's so funny. It's just
I
like
like.
things like,
Oh,
"Arr,
did we talk
arr."
about the scene? The dog, the Jurassic Park scene where like he's like calming all the dogs down. He's
Mhm.
like, "Calm down, I got this, dogs." I like this.
He's like, "Hey man, put your gun down." Oh.
Arr.
Yeah. And
And
the dog's like, "Okay,
oh yeah,
alright."
yeah, I got this. Yeah,
Scratch. Hey, that's my spot.
yeah, we cool.
And then the Tuscan Raiders just come out like, man,
So,
these people again, bro. Like, come on.
which like I've already said this, but it's like it's cool. Like before Mandalorian, I think the only like introduction or talking of like Tusken Raiders is like how they're bad, and like Anakin murders a lot of them because they're bad. And I think this is the
Yeah.
first time we've seen them be like other people in the Star Wars universe,
So,
not just like
Like me,
caught it like
they can be nice.
yeah, like stormtroopers. Like in episode 7 and then in the new series, like we saw stormtroopers be people, even though they did it really badly. They still tried the idea of like
Well,
They
if you
didn't
actually-
try.
if
They
you
did
look
one
at it,
person.
they did.
Every time we look at Tuscan Raiders, it's they just want respect.
Yeah, they want their
Because it's
land.
their land, right?
Yeah.
They want their land, and like they don't care if you wander around it or anything, but you just have to respect it. And like every time we see that Tuscan Raiders are like being mean to someone, is because they're not respecting their land.
Yeah,
Because
every time
having a
Mando.
race through the thing with speeders, and they're just like, "Yo, come on, man! Like,
Calm down. What you
come
doing?
at least come give us some of the profit that you're getting off of this, and then we can be cool about it, and we can just sit there and watch."
Yeah.
It's just capitalism, bro.
Yeah, we gotta share.
Mhm.
We're just trying to survive out here in this desert planet that has nothing on it except for the random people that just stray off into the desert.
I mean, other than like them taking Anakin's mom, which was kind of, I mean, it was really bad what they did, and they
Bad.
deserved to
I
all
mean,
die.
All those people that did do the bad thing are now dead because Anakin made sure of it. He killed the children and the women. He did not. He killed everybody. So let's jump. I think jump forward. What was it? So they make their plan. The boom booms, big fight, and I like how they threw in the Boba Fett jetpack not working. You know, when Mando just like smacks it and he shoots off.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Now you're saying that, I'm like, dude, that looks so familiar. When he did it with his thing, I was just like, dude, that happened somewhere. I swear.
Yeah, that happens a lot. It's like just do and oh well, that Boba Fett's
I like
armor
how
does
Mando
that.
knows it- I like how Mando knows where the spot is too, because it's always in the same spot.
I
And
believe
he
so.
just
Yeah,
hits it.
yeah. I mean, I think it's just a design flaw in those jetpacks. If you hit them in the right spot, you're just gonna blast off.
Dude, there's like a little button right there or something. Just
Right.
taps that thing. Yeah.
All right, and then so they ultimately kill the crate dragon. Happiness.
Hold on.
What?
Hold on.
Is there anything else?
They come together.
Oh yeah, the
Okay. Everyone says this. Okay, never in that whole scene did any of the normal people at all interact with any of the Tusken Raiders. Okay, normal people
they stood
stuck
next
with
to
the
each
normal
other.
people, and the Tusken Raiders stuck with the Tusken Raiders. None of them even like helped
This
each
is-
other up or anything. Okay,
I mean, they didn't. Well,
I th-
one of them literally tried to kill everyone because
Granted.
he dropped a bomb.
Oh, that was on
No,
accident.
it
He was on
bro.
accident.
It was an accident.
Which this is
You
the
can tell
second.
as they're like handing it over before the scene even happened. You're like, yeah, something bad's gonna happen right here. So he's gonna hand it to them, and something's gonna go south real
Right.
quick.
No,
And something did.
I mean, this is the second time Mando has enlisted the city he's been asked to help to fight. Like he did it in
Yeah.
the first season with like the crate fishing people. It was like, you guys are warriors now, and they're like, no. yes, you're warriors. You got this.
They're like,
You
what are we
got this.
paying you for, bro?
And I was like, we could have done this the whole time. This is why do we need you? But
yeah.
I mean, smart, big
I
brain.
like how they first they go to the cave to just go scout it out, right? And they go send the little freaking mammoth thing
Well,
with the Tusken Raider,
I
and
think
he shouts. He has a thing tied up right there, just so the dragon can eat it, and it just eats the Tusken Raider instead, and leaves the big piece of thing that it should be eating there. Everyone's just like, "Yeah, we're gonna need a better plan than that."
Yeah, bad plan. I mean, I think
I do like how they actually go into depth with the dragon on like how the species works, because Mando's just like, yeah, this is gonna be easy. Let me just bring my ship and we're just gonna blow it up. We're just gonna drill it out and we're gonna blow it up. And they're
which
like, nah, bro, like it's not that simple. You're gonna have to lose some people to kill this thing. We
Right.
ain't gonna let you get out of here like
which I think Star Wars is good at that. When they want to explain something, they will explain it, and then they'll leave everything else as like a plot hole, or just like we'll talk about it later. Don't worry about it. But so everybody comes together, right? Big happy family. They kill the big dragon thing, but then towards the end of the episode,
let's talk about
I want to talk about that fighting scene with the dragon.
What do you want to talk about in the fight scene?
I mean, dang, like so far, like throughout the episode, they showed how like kind of slow it was, and like who thought it had some like spinning like acid?
that was cool.
Like, did you ever see that coming?
That also,
at all?
I didn't like that it only killed Tusken Raiders with that.
It did just annihilate the Raiders. But also, they dug their tunnel or their pit way too far out. I thought I was like,
yeah,
it's a little far out, ain't it?
Well,
that was clearly a plot device.
Right. Yeah, and they don't even use it that well either, because they're just like, you know what? We should have just done this in the Mando's like, man, this is actually a better idea. Why don't we just think of doing this?
That was a really good backup plan just to have that there. I don't know. That was kind of lucky of them, huh?
I thought they used all their explosives right there, and then he just looks over at the thing. He's like, oh.
I wish if you think about it logically, like why I get it.
They save any?
Yeah, right. It's like you get your pit done, and then now you just have, which I think they would just have a bunch of missiles laying around anyways. Like, why did that small mining town have a bunch of missiles in it in the first place? But regardless, it doesn't matter, right? So luck. It's just luck. Star Wars plot, which
I do like how like everyone knows when he got eaten. They're like, Mando ain't dead, bro. There's no way.
No, that's another thing. I was like, Mando got eaten. I'm like, I know he's alive. We wouldn't have another 8 episodes if he's dead right now. Like,
maybe we don't have another 8 episodes, bro. Maybe it ended right there.
Right. Like,
I was gonna say, like, you know how I was saying with like the electric thing around his helmet earlier. When he flies out of it and he uses the electric on his thing,
his gun,
like zaps it. Yeah, and it zaps its mouth just to let it open up.
Yeah,
I thought that was pretty cool. I'm like, just use that on your helmet. That would be pretty dope.
Yeah.
Even on yourself when you try to take it off, that would be cool.
John, as you were saying, after the big fight.
So after the big fight, did they pull an egg out of its stomach?
They did pull an egg.
Dude,
they did.
Is that an egg? I thought it was a pearl, bro.
Yeah, I didn't know.
It was a pearl or something.
But it looks like there's like the thing they pulled it out of was like, it looked like it was beating still. So I'm like, are they a bunch of eggs in there, or is it like?
If it was an egg, the Tusken Raiders are gonna eat it, right? And if it's a pearl, they're probably gonna sell it. So I don't think it's that big of a thing.
They're gonna like they do to most things. They're gonna train that thing.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's an egg. They want it. Right. That's why they wanted the spoils.
This is gonna be our weapon.
I thought
speeder bikes around here.
When the what's it called, the mud rhino thing, when Mando fought that thing and gave the egg to the Jawas, that was my first thought. I was like, oh, the Jawas are gonna have like a pet.
It's actually a hairy egg too.
Yeah, that was a little weird. Right? I don't know. I don't know Star Wars animals like that. I don't know if they're weird, but yeah, the hairy egg was like, that's weird, but okay. Why is mammal-looking creature dropping an egg.
They're questioning the zoology of Star Wars.
I kind of am. They don't have any. I don't know if I'm not a zoologist. I wouldn't know, but it seemed weird. It seemed weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was my first thought with the Jawas. I was like, oh, they're gonna train that little baby mud thing. No, they just broke it and started feasting. Right? They just went to town on that egg. But past
maybe they did. Maybe the Tuscans did too. We don't know.
past the egg, when Mando is riding back to Tatooine, right? Or he's on the planet. That's the planet name. Back to his ship. We get a shot of the actor that plays the clone troopers and plays basically Jango Fett, Boba Fett. Like he plays, or he could play everybody.
I don't know if he plays Boba Fett, but I think he's the same. He's the guy, right?
He's the guy.
It could be Boba Fett.
It could be Boba Fett.
Jon Favreau likes to bring people back from the dead a lot throughout Star Wars.
Man, they really want that armor back, bro.
No,
so it could be Boba Fett. It could be Captain Rex. It could be Commander Cody. It could be any clone trooper.
It could be any clone trooper, but my personal favorite is Rex. I want Captain Rex because I don't know. I don't know if it's canon or not,
Rebels.
but
if it's in Rebels, it's canon.
I don't remember if it's in Rebels or not. But in that,
the old Rex is in Rebels.
Yeah, I know. I know old Rex is in Rebels, but I'm saying in episode or on the Endor fight, there's a shot of like when Han is in the doorway with like a bunch of Rebel fighters behind him. There's one guy with like a little gray beard, right, in that like group of soldiers, and everyone's like, "That's Rex. That's Rex right there," right? Which I'm like, yes, I believe in that fan theory, and I'm hoping Rex in Rebels comes out with bald and the white beard, like in that Endor scene, and so I'm hoping that this guy is Rex just without the beard. I don't know. I really want it to be Rex.
Back?
I think
his gear probably just.
I think it was just a sword.
Gear? Because
I didn't see.
It low-key looked like a big sniper or something.
Yeah.
But
that was interesting. Can we talk about how Mando actually took a piece of meat?
Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't you?
He needs his food, bruh.
Dude, that was a big slab of meat. I'm not gonna lie, dude. Like,
I mean, did you see the rest of the thing? I mean, it's not that big in comparison.
The thing.
Which I got a picture.
Honestly, I thought they were gonna fight about it. Like they made a truce about like, hey, you get to stay on our land as long as you let us have all the meat. I thought it was gonna be like, I thought all the people were gonna like, hey, we need some of that too.
I feel like they wanted the egg. They just wanted the little thing they found, and so they say, "Hey, give us all of it," and then they just took the one thing that really mattered to them.
And they're probably gonna eat that thing for the rest of their lives. Yeah. All right. Like, so I'm looking at a picture of, I forget the actor's name, but it's most likely Boba Fett, and he just has like a sword-looking thing on his back and like a sniper.
Is it a sword?
It's just
okay.
It's like a spear-looking thing. I don't know. I think it's special.
Probably Captain Rex, and then they're gonna use him as a segue to introduce Ahsoka.
That would be a good, because Ahsoka
have, like, a scar on his face.
I don't know.
Rex does, I think.
He has like something on his face.
Or no, Commander Cody does, not Rex.
He seems to have he's bald, so that's a big up for the clone troopers, because most clone troopers are bald.
He has like a scar on his face, doesn't he?
No, not Rex. Commander Cody does.
Like the character.
Oh, the character in this show. I think.
I don't know. It's hard to tell. I don't know which. He might. I think he has like one like right here.
Yeah.
But at the same time, this character, if it's a clone, he's really old, and if it's Boba Fett, he's like in his 40s or something, right? So, which the actor himself is like in his 60s, and he looks really good for being 60, so it works out. Yeah, no matter who this guy is, he's in his 40s or 50s, and he's old, right? It's either a clone trooper that's really old or Boba Fett that's really old, which, if it's Rex or any clone trooper, I think it's going to be a great segue into Ahsoka, because them two are always hanging out.
That's when we
Like,
saw them
yeah.
last. They were together
Right.
in the end of the Clone Wars.
Which now that I think about it, that's more likely it's gonna happen. That seems way
Although
more
I guess
logical.
Rebels technically happened after Clone Wars, season
it?
7, chronologically, because Rebels is after, episode 3, and
Yeah.
Clone Wars is in between 2 and 3. So
I feel like they didn't use Yoda at all in this
Baby Yoda?
episode.
I was
feel like
expecting
they're-
Yoda to do the thing he did with the Rhino and like just
or
stop
like
the dragon or something.
something like that. I think they're gonna dedicate an entire episode of just like Mando trying to figure out how to use this thing.
Maybe.
Since he's gonna have them, because they're not gonna. I know
I hope they don't just
they're
have
gonna
him sitting
get.
there the whole
Oh.
I
season.
swear, this season they're gonna get to like Mando's going to Yoda's planet, and then boom, you gotta wait. You gotta wait for next season.
Yeah.
So I feel like they're gonna have
Okay.
an episode of where he's just gonna try to figure out how Yoda can use all these things, or like Yoda's gonna show him, hey, yo, I can do this and that, just because he already knows he's like the only people
So-
that know how to do this are Jedi's. So
Yeah.
So we kind of so Rebels, the last season of Rebels ends right before episode 4, right? And so we kind of luck out here because the original trilogy take place in like a 4-year span or something. They're really close knit together, and then the Mandalorian takes place right after episode 6. So, I mean, time wise, I think it's still gonna work out. Like, I don't think there's gonna be any real inconsistencies.
So I think I don't know whether or not J.J. Abrams just messed up or if this is intentional and it's alluding to something that's going to happen in this show. I'm not sure though. I'm leaning towards J.J. Abrams
Mess
just
up.
messed up.
Yeah, 100%.
But in The Rise of Skywalker, when Rey's hearing all the voices, one of the voices is Ahsoka. This means that Ahsoka's dead. So
No.
if Ahsoka
Yeah.
if Ahsoka shows up in the Mando, then this could be when she dies.
Well, the Rise of Skywalker takes place is the last.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
I'm looking.
God, why you gotta?
I mean, the Rise of
That's why I'm saying, I
Skywalker
hope
is
you're
like
messed up.
really far in the future. I mean, it's like 30 years in the future or something, right?
It is. So if they don't kill her, she has plenty of time to die before that.
Like naturally,
She's
right?
not
Like
dying, like,
she's already
No,
old. She's
she's
already
not.
old.
So her species
Oh.
is like they live for like 200 years.
Oh.
And at the beginning of the cartoon, she's 14.
14
So,
like years,
14 years
or
old.
like
at the
she's
beginning of
like
the cartoon.
100 years, but in their
No,
timeline,
she's 14. Like in her
Dog.
timeline, she is 14 years old. In the first time you see her on
Like
screen,
the
she is
movie.
14.
no, but I'm saying is like Baby Yoda. He's 50. He's 50 years old.
No, she's 14 out of her 200 years.
Okay, that's all right.
Just
Yeah.
like how Baby Yoda's 50 out of his
Adrian,
950 is
They
the same
grow
thing.
like that big.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. How big is Yoda? He's like 4 feet tall, but still, he's like 600 years old, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Which Baby Yoda, he's 50, so he's pretty much. When do they mature? Like, how long has Yoda been like?
We don't know.
That's
why.
okay.
Nobody
You're right.
knows
They don't know
anything.
anything. But like, what I'm thinking about, it's like, so 50 years, and he's still. I'd say, like, if I'm guessing how old he
Man
is,
doesn't
like
know.
human.
Wait, we don't even know if it's a. Do we know if it's a guy?
Yeah.
I mean, technically, we don't.
Yeah.
No one
don't
said
know if
Baby
it's a guy
Yoda.
or
No
girl.
one
No one's
checked.
looked. No one's bothered to take Baby Yoda's robes, but you know what? I'm not going to think about the logistics of feeding him. Like,
Dude,
he's got to go to the bathroom. Stuff's got to happen.
He can walk. Maybe he just goes on his own.
Right. So he's at least like
He's
trying to-
probably like a
Guy-
6-year-old.
right.
Mando
Like, that's what I'm
doesn't stay
thinking.
Here, he doesn't stay there. He moves. This guy.
Yeah,
moves
I think
around.
he's like 6 in our terms, which I don't think that expands well. If you say 6 years human is 50 years baby, like Yoda.
Because when Yoda died, he was like old man. He
Right.
wasn't like limber at all.
No, like, but
Okay,
there was.
Okay, so Yoda is what 600?
He died like
No,
9.
When Yoda dies, he's
900.
almost 1,000 years old.
Yeah.
Okay, so
And we're assuming that
We
that's
go to,
like
like,
young
mid-ground.
to die.
if we go like mid ground, it would be like 6.
600 years old would be like midlife, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Midlife. So that would be like his beginning of adult years. So
I think it'd be his midlife crisis. I think once he hits
40, 50.
Yeah, I think once he hits 100, I think he's gonna grow exponentially, or he's gonna like slow down his growth once he hits like 100.
Learn how to speak English.
No, none of the characters in Star Wars speak English. I'm pretty sure it's just translated to us. I think.
Oh yeah, well yeah, whatever they're speaking, but
right? I might be misremembering that.
There's like a
thing.
common tongue in Star Wars, just like in everything. Like Lord of the Rings has the common tongue, which is just English.
It's okay. Is that what it is? Which I don't know. Right.
So he's 50 right now.
Yes.
We got a while.
Yeah, he's gonna be Baby Yoda for the rest of the series. I don't think. Which that brings up the question of where is he in the Rise of Skywalker and whatnot? Because like he's around.
This is the problem I have with Jon Favreau is that he'll take something. Him and J.J. Abrams both. They'll bring stuff back that like, yo, that character died. Why'd you bring him back? Or they'll do something and it's like, okay, you didn't like capitalize on it, like in the Rise of Skywalker, when Finn tells Rey he needs to tell her something, and then he just never does. Or in the Clone Wars, the Zilla Beast is like just never ever revisited again. Like its armor is stronger than the Mandalorian armor. It fights off lightsabers. You can't even cut it. But like you were just not gonna talk about that again. So
it's not a problem.
So there's a lot of like stuff that we're
gonna make a comic book about it. That's all you're gonna get.
Oh yeah, there's books. They started new books, but I'm not gonna bother in reading all the new books.
The comic books I don't think are canon though.
No, the new ones are.
Oh,
actually, they might be legends. I think they started that back up. I don't know. All I know is movies and cartoons are officially.
Right, at this point.
I'm in Tatooine. What do you mean? This is Tatooine. Oh, this is the best I could do. To be fair, I set this up yesterday before I watched The Mandalorian.
You should have been.
I was like,
you should have been in the Han Solo's. You should have been like in a bar.
I mean, I was debating about where I should be, but I was like, I just want Tatooine. That seems like a good place. And then the episode is set is like on Tatooine, so I was like, great. I don't have to change it. This worked out. This worked out amazingly. But yeah, so. I mean, where do you guys think? I mean, honestly, each episode, I don't think there's ever been an episode where they're like, all right, we're on the ship and we're on the ship again for episode 5 and 6. I think they're always.
We did get to see how Mando's ship works and like.
No, but I'm saying like there hasn't been an episode where they're in the same place twice. They've always gone somewhere else.
True. Yeah.
Like
it was leave.
Okay. Yeah.
Like I think the closest we've come is
them going back to a place.
Start somewhere.
Do you think they could have used back. Like they could have gone more in depth with the city, the thief city that they were in?
Which one could? I think they could do it in this episode because he hasn't even gone back to his ship yet, has he? At the end of the episode?
No, I don't think he ever reached his ship
because it ends with the cut of the clone trooper.
Or Boba Fett. We don't know officially. We'll figure it out.
He's a clone trooper, even if he's Boba Fett.
You're right.
He's just a clone trooper who isn't genetically modified to age faster.
You're right. Okay, he's a clone trooper no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
Which they did. They did Django dirty. I still can't get over that. They did Django so dirty in the prequels. So yeah, he's a clone trooper. Which I think in episode 2, I think most likely what's going to happen is Rex, Cody, whoever that clone trooper is, right, is going to stop Mando before he gets to his ship. And
probably.
I don't think Boba Fett's armor is going to be brought up again, depending on who it is, right? If it's a clone trooper, they don't care about the armor. I think Mando is going to have his
Boba. He wants that armor.
Nah,
yeah,
maybe Ahsoka wants Baby Yoda.
No, yeah, that might be it. Ahsoka is like, hey, Jedi, Baby Yoda, cool, right? But I'm saying like,
that's going to be the last scene of the last episode. Is going to be a cut of they open the door, Ahsoka's there, and then he hands her the baby, and boom, it ends.
No, I don't think he's just going to hand her the baby.
Stop.
Okay, maybe he doesn't, but she opens the door, and then boom, the season ends. All right, that's how.
Nah, they ain't gonna do that. They already.
I think there's definitely
a blue ball like that.
No, 100%. I don't think there's gonna. I think there's gonna be a season 3. They got to carry this story somehow. If they just go, great, Jedi Temple, awesome, New Order,
they
which
need to no. If they say he wants to go find their species, we better see the planet and we better
No,
see
he's not finding
no,
the
of
species.
them.
he's
He's
not.
just finding the
'Cause-
Jedi.
yeah.
And so if he finds Ahsoka, boom, he found the Jedi.
No, he's not trying. No.
Yeah,
They
you're right.
told
He
him
is trying to.
take
Jordan's
them
right.
back
He is
their
trying to find the
planet.
species, but
No,
I think he
That's
might
the whole
settle
point.
for
He still
Jedi.
has
No,
the
no,
baby.
no. That's the Smith, the blacksmith lady. She told him his species is the Jedi. You need to go find the Jedi. So
Oh,
he
okay.
thinks he's looking for
Jedi, which is good,
the space
Because
wizards.
they're
Right.
his species.
Yeah.
right? Because I don't think they have really
Oh,
any
but I wanna
understanding.
see
So
their
we're not gonna
planet.
see a bunch of Yodas. We're gonna see.
Which I don't think there
No,
are,
you don't know
or
that.
we would see a bunch of Yodas everywhere, right? Like like Yoda himself. If
They're at least gonna tell us what his gender is.
no,
and
probably.
what their species is.
No,
'Cause
I don't
we
think they're
know
gonna
that.
give him a name.
We
I think
want
that's
to
good.
know
I
that.
think they're too deep into the lore. Where if they give us a name now, it's gonna be like,
I mean, not a name, but let's see if he's a boy or a girl. At least, or
oh, you mean give Baby Yoda an actual name like Dave?
a gender.
Your name's Dave Yoda, or Dave Mandalorian. I don't know. It's like
Bro, they're gonna give that character like the city that Mando was at.
so.
We
This
don't
is
know. We forgot what it was called, but
so if they do the whole Jedi Order thing, I think this is gonna be like the 4th or 5th time that we've seen Jedi's be reunited and be like, "Oh, New Order?" question mark, and then it falls through within like 5 minutes. Which, granted, you can't have Star Wars if the Jedi Order isn't falling apart, right?
That's the whole point. That's what it was founded on. Is
Right.
bad Jedi.
Bad Jedi. It's like first 3 episodes. Oh no, Jedi falling apart. Next 3 episodes, like episode 4 through 6, it's like we must stop the Empire.
Yeah.
And then episodes or like Empire, and then build the Jedi Order because we're Jedi. Let's do this. And then episode 7 through 9 are like, we had the Jedi Order, but it fell apart because we didn't do a good job. So, I mean, I don't know how many more times we can see this Jedi Order fall apart and be like, just
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, even like the video games are playing off that
They're
same
every single video
narrative.
game.
Everything.
It's
the Old
like-
Republic, the Jedi Fallen Order. It literally called it Jedi Fallen Order.
It's like in Jedi Fallen Order, it's they get what was it, Holocron? I think that's what they're called.
Holocron,
Yeah, where they have a list of potential Jedis, and they're like, no Jedi Order,
No
bad
Jedi
Jedi Order. Which
They
is smart.
finally didn't mess it up. They're like,
Right.
we aren't gonna make a bad Jedi Order. We're just not gonna make a Jedi Order.
Right, big brain. You can't have a bad one if there isn't one. So they did a good thing there. Episode is that a? I can't think. Is that?
next episode? It's every week, right?
It's every
I'm pretty sure every Friday.
Friday night, or Friday morning, whatever. Which
That's gonna
wicked.
be. I get another episode on my birthday. That's pretty cool. Let's go.
Wow.
Happy birthday to you from Disney.
Shit. And which they've already haven't they already announced an Obi-Wan series?
They
Yeah.
did that before they even announced the Mandalorian.
Did
and
they?
It's
It still
directed
hasn't happened.
and
That
produced
means it's gonna be good because
by Ewan McGregor. So
Yeah.
the guy who's playing Obi-Wan is directing and co-producing it.
Which I'm not even
And
mad.
it just keeps getting postponed and keeps getting postponed. And I
COVID.
don't know if it's
COVID.
because they
COVID.
want to make
Now
sure
they have
that
a
it's
real
good
excuse.
or if it's because they don't know what they're doing.
Probably the first one, because how old is he?
Ewan McGregor. He's pretty. I mean, he looks young. He was just in the
Wait,
Birds
who?
of Prey movie, and he was in the Winnie of the Pooh movie that came out. So he doesn't look
Wait,
old.
who?
Ewan McGregor.
Oh, I thought you said Conor McGregor. I was like, Conor kind of does look like Obi-Wan. Like, no lie.
No, he's
Wait,
How
aren't
old
they
is
gonna
he?
do They're bringing back old Anakin.
he's dead.
I've
Or,
heard.
like,
No,
no,
I've
no,
heard
like,
that Hayden
episode 1,
Christensen
Anakin.
is going to show up in the
Yeah.
show, but I don't know. That's not
Oh.
confirmed. You're saying leaks.
No, I thought it was confirmed.
Oh,
I haven't heard it confirmed.
oh, he's only
They
50.
confirmed that.
Yeah, he's young. I said that.
Oh, yeah, 50.
Yeah,
Which
50 's young, John.
50 is young
It is young.
for, yeah. So if I think,
Okay,
well,
this is a sports show, but like most people don't end at 50, okay? Just because your
yeah.
career ends doesn't mean you die, okay?
Which Obi-Wan dies in what, A New Hope?
Yeah.
And I mean, there's a lot of
So,
ground.
His show has to be sometime before then. And I think
Oh, I see
it's
this.
happening between 3 and 4, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, it has to happen between 3 and 4. But Clone
Well, no,
Wars.
they could
Oh no,
go
Clone Wars.
before, and they could. What I had originally hoped they were going to do with it was make it happen before episode 1, and
But they
then
can't
we
do
would
that because the
see
actor's too
his
old.
interaction with Liam Neeson.
That is true, but I think the actor's too old to put him before.
Both of them are very old, yes.
So
but I would still like to see it.
So episode like during Solo, I guess, like the Han Solo movie, that time period would be a good period to have them. Yeah, I mean that'd be cool. That'd be real wicked cool.
Star Wars is so big; it's an ocean of possibilities, and it's just
everyone
a bunch of dead ends everywhere.
Like there's no. It's such a tight line around this one family.
Star Wars saga.
They do a pretty good job
Skywalker
of like
saga.
sprinkling everything though. Like even in Clone Wars, they sprinkled a lot of things that we haven't even seen that were like in video games.
Yeah,
and they sprinkled it into there, and like we got to see a little bit, like Bane.
That's the thing though, is like it never ever branches off on its own. It's like it starts at one point in the Skywalker saga, it leaves for a bit on its own thing, and then it always has to come back and end back on the same timeline, the same trail. Like
it has to lead to the next thing.
Can't change anything because they'll change. They're on
such a tight timeline of like we know the future, we know the past.
Yeah,
it has to come back. It can't.
That's why Rogue One. I mean, I thought it was a good movie, but you knew what was going to happen,
right?
Because they say in episode 4, a lot of people died to
get us this thing. It's like no one survives. Like no one survives at the end of Rogue One, which is what's supposed to happen, right? Like they get the thing. And they do the thing, and then we go on to the New Hope.
Instances in Star Wars that are like that, where it's like they say in the movies what happens, so anything that is about that, you are gonna know how it ends.
It's just you can't do anything about it. It's like, okay, we were told about this event, and this is that event, right? Like, Mandalorian. I don't know. Is there anything else that stood out? Which, you know what, the one thing that the Mandalorian kind of bugs me is there's instances where I can tell that the Mandalorian is shot in a room, because like I don't know if you guys know how the Mandalorian is shot, but it's like literally a bunch of LED screens around like a center action piece, and they just use the LEDs to fill in the background, like it's like on set green screen types.
Disney is trying its hardest not to use CGI. They
want it to look like the original trilogy.
Yeah, they want it, and they're doing a really good job with it. But then there's like when they're on the speeder bikes and like go through the canyon, like it just ruins it because you can see how CGI it is, and like it's just like you're doing so well.
Yeah, but to be fair, I think a majority of this season was shot during COVID.
So I know they started filming season 2 before season 1 even got released on Disney Plus.
But I think it kind of got messed up because I don't know if you guys know, but I think we're nearing. I mean, we're a couple months away from a year of COVID, but it's pretty close.
I think we're 3 months away.
Yeah,
the U.S. is like 4 months away from. This is the end of October, or we'll say the beginning of November.
Right.
For convenience, so it's like 5 months away.
Right.
Because we've been in quarantine for 7 months, I think.
Close to it, something like that. I don't know. We never, our spring break never ended. Let's keep that in mind. Like we left for spring break and we never came back. That's kind of what it is.
Yeah, no.
So once like spring break time period hits again, it's been like a year, and I don't know.
March 13th was our last day. That's when everything nationwide shut down.
Pretty close to it, yeah. So
I like how excited we were too when we were like, hey, we don't get to go to school tomorrow, and then that was the last time we got to see everyone.
I was like, yeah, no, it was like, oh, this will be done in a week or two. No, the Mandalorian was definitely affected by that. But granted, I think the like sound stage that they use to film everything is in Australia, or Australia or New Zealand, one of those two places, and they actually know pretty well how to like tell people not to come to the country because they're islands, so they can kind of like shoo people away and be like,
easier for them.
yeah. So they kind of got the thing under control, and
Did you say New Zealand?
yeah, it's
New Zealand's doing a great job. I love
yeah,
that.
yeah. They did a good thing, or they did a good job at
They
stopping.
showed like a picture of like a rugby match over there, and they're like, "Yeah, we don't have a single case," and it's a full stadium.
Yeah,
they at a rugby match.
They did a full on like shutdown of their country. Like no one comes in for the next 14 days, and if you do come in, you're going to that hotel. You don't leave that hotel, and if you do, well then you're in jail for the next year type thing. It's like they're really not playing around. So I think, but even then, right? Like there was still that time period of like we don't know what's happening. So I think the Mandalorian was definitely affected by that. But
maybe they're thinking really hard, like, man, we're sorry. Like as they're playing that like bit, they're in their head, they're just like, we're sorry, guys. We don't want that to happen, but this is all we can do.
No, but
because everything looks fine.
No,
like,
the Mandalorian does look good.
Great. Like the places that they go into, the characters, they don't look CGI at all. And
I like the aliens. Their aliens and whatnot look really good. I like that.
That's a lot of makeup.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's just a really, really detailed mask that they're wearing. But they did a really good job on editing and all that stuff, and how they made the monster look really like it's supposed to be there. Like it's just like a CGI'd monster. They made it look really good. They made the acid look really good. I think they could have done a better job on like disintegrating the people, because it looked like they just like like Thanos snapped out of the I think they could have been like slow.
Disney owns Marvel. They probably had the effects left over. I mean, all in all, I liked the first episode. It was good.
Episode was really good, and it was an hour long. So I kept on tapping my screen.
Like
it was
50-ish minutes. I don't know. They have their like 2-minute like intro recap, and then like their like really cool like concept art at the end. So I'd say like 50 minutes ish.
They show the concept art on their Instagram, and I'm just like, wow, this is what I'm gonna see at the end of the episode. Why are you showing me this? Don't show me this.
I think that's. I mean, do you guys have anything else to add about the Mandalorian?
I got nothing else.
I just want to see Baby Yoda use some of his magical powers again.
That was my favorite part of the last season, is when like the guy was yelling at Baby Yoda to do his little hand thing, and then Baby Yoda just goes hi, and then that's it. It's just like, that's a cute sequence. I like that.
I wanted to see Baby Yoda force choke the dragon.
That was another cool part when he just force chokes, which I think inherently all force users might have that power. I don't know. I know it's a dark side power, but like
whether or not you can do whatever you intend to do with the force. And so there's this idea
like force healing.
Like if some people are good or bad, they can do certain things, and the whole franchise kind of plays off this concept, or this moral concept of good versus evil, just inside of people.
Which
you can really tell that they didn't even try to use Yoda in this episode.
No, they didn't. But the force healing that in the first season, I was like, you totally out of that because of the what episode, whatever episode 9, what was it? Like that's
the movies are like, we have to make it canon.
We have to
make it.
There has to be at least
everything that that kind of flopped in the Abram movies. They had to
reinforce.
Yeah,
they had to reinforce it.
People love the Mandalorian, so they're like, if we put it in here, people will accept it.
We have to reinforce this idea so that people aren't upset, because they could destroy the movies, but if it's in here, they're stuck with it, right?
They're stuck with it.
So, I mean, it's cute. The baby. I mean, it's still annoying that no other Force user in history has ever used that ability except a toddler that doesn't know what it's doing, and she wasn't even trained.
They just really want to piss us off,
right?
They just really want to piss
us
off.
It's like, what'd be cool? Oh, healing abilities. Yeah, That'd be
give him
wicked.
that. Yeah,
Ignore every time anyone's ever been stabbed with a lightsaber.
Or dead or
couldn't
something.
kill him. Couldn't
Which-
kill him.
Lightsabers are cool because they
I
instantly.
don't like that either. At the end of the last movie, where like, what's his name? He dies, or no, she dies. He
fixes
he
her.
flexes her on her healing. He's
Yeah.
like, "No, I'm literally gonna give you my life."
I got
Then he
this.
does it, and then she comes back and is like, "No, I ain't gonna give you mine." And lets him die.
Yeah, so it's like, yeah, I mean, if they both did it, it'd be an endless cycle of like, no, you,
They should
no,
each
you.
just get half.
I mean, they probably could have lived both. I don't know. I don't remember. It's whatever. Those movies were not great.
So
we'll get to them eventually.
I think is gonna happen next is that either that's gonna happen or next episode he's gonna go get another patch from that lady.
I think we're done getting patches.
No.
He'll probably get.
He got the horn patch and then he
No,
killed
no,
the dragon.
I think
No.
that's his clan.
Yeah,
No, I think
that's like his
that's
title
his
now.
thing
Yeah,
it's a clan of 2.
yeah. He's a clan of 2. The Baby Yoda and him, they're together now. That's his thing. Because remember, like
Yeah.
earlier in season 1, when he came in, is like it's your time to get your like clan name, and he's like,
Yeah, he didn't have it yet. He's like, I
Right.
gotta go do something and get it.
yeah.
And he
And he's like, I didn't get it legitimately because the thing helped me. And she's like, okay, we won't give it to you. Go earn like an honorable kill then. And he's like, okay. And then when he comes back, he's like, well, actually, he's my friend. This is how he did it. And she's like, all right, that's respectable. Here you go. I made it because, yeah, you're cool now or whatever. So it's not like he's out there getting clan tags for everything he does. It's like a very symbolic thing.
You're gonna get another clan tag. You're gonna get another clan.
I
I thought he was gonna get I thought he was gonna slice something off the dragon and like use it on his armor. That'd have been dope.
I think his armor is already at its max. I don't think there's anything he could add because he has the
No, he
jetpack.
can still upgrades. He has upgrades.
I mean,
Because the last thing he upgraded was he got a jetpack. So there's more things.
I think he has everything a Mandalorian would have. Well, I guess he could
Maybe-
upgrade the jetpack to
maybe
have like
he
a
would-
rocket launcher, or he could have the better antenna. I don't know.
He does. Yeah, the antenna on this thing. There's nothing on his helmet yet.
I don't know.
Just a helmet.
All right. I think that's Mandalorian talk. I think we're good. Sheesh. Okay. So I think what's going to happen from now on is every Tuesday we're going to do sports. We're going to talk about the sports ball. And then Thursdays or Fridays, Saturdays, whenever we get around to talking about it and actually doing what we're doing right now, which is recording, then that's when the Mandalorian talk. So that's basically what's going to happen from now on. Tuesdays, we're going to release a sports ball episode. And then the next episode of the week is going to be like a Mandalorian.
Stealing, urinating trees,
I don't
like call sign and saying sports ball. Okay.
As sports. It's sports. So I think that's what's going to happen from now on. And that's the end.
Question. Am I going to be in every Mandalorian episode? What's
Yeah.
I
happening?
don't know.
Okay.
We'll see.
Why
I
not?
don't know. We could bring more
Maybe
people. I don't know.
bring, I
don't know, bro. We'll see how many views this video
Yeah,
gets.
we'll see what happens. I don't know, Jordan. So I think we'll call that a wrap.
Got negative views somehow.
Yeah.
Got
All right.
negative views.
I hope everyone has a good time. Bye.
Bye bye.
Happy Halloween, guys. Bye.
All right.